Hello everybody, it is Monday. This is going to be a mystical Monday, talking about some interesting things that came up over the weekend. My 8-year-old son has a garter snake that he caught out in the wild, and we had a big battle over it the weekend that we were out camping on the river, and he was catching snakes for days with his friends, and then on the very last day, well, every day he kept saying, "Can we please keep one, Mom? Can we please keep one?" And I just kept explaining to him, bud, I just have some real reservations about having animals in cages. You know that I love animals. You know that we have lots of animals around us. We adopt animals almost too regularly. But to catch something in the wild and then put it in a box, I just really, really have a hard time with it. And I would tell my son, okay, imagine your bedroom. You live in there, you never leave there, you eat, you sleep, you poop, you drink, you play, everything in that little square room. How would that be for your entire life? And unfortunately, I didn't quite overpower the desire for him to have the snake and want to have it around and play with it and name it and love it. And so I made him a deal. I said, okay, bud, hoping that if it wasn't meant to be, he wouldn't actually catch another one. I said, we're leaving in 5 minutes. If you catch another one before we go, there's nothing I can say. It's sort of meant to be. Darn if he didn't catch 2 of the biggest snakes of the entire weekend. Okay, 2 this long garter snakes, mountain garter snakes. They're not going to get much bigger. And at that point, what could I say? I said, all right, I guess you're going to be taking him home. And then we got home, and this was the other amazing part. We had a neighbor who had a snake and had introduced my son to his snake. And so I thought, well, if anybody knows about cages and all that stuff, he would. So let's go see. Hey, Dora, nice to see you all the way from Costa Rica. It's been a while. Big kisses to you. Anyway, this neighbor went over there, and his snake had actually gotten loose, so he had an empty cage, and he gave it to my son. He said, here, you know what, just have it. And so probably $150 worth of gear or more that automatically landed in my son's hands. So I thought, this is really meant to be, to have this snake. So that was, about 9 months ago. It was last fall, last September. And loved that snake all winter. It slowly got less and less attention as boys get busy with other things. And I never really was sure if he was eating the worms that we gave him. That was what we were told to give him. And very slowly, I just went, he was active, he would swim, he would, climb on the leaves or the branches that we'd put in there and move around and change positions. But I think he was just slowly withering away because he was in this glass box. He had limits. He had all these things around him that didn't allow him to be the wild, beautiful creature that he was supposed to be. And I was very sad last week to just find him finally withered away in his cage. I think he just lost enough weight from never really eating and not having his own natural diet. And anyway, all these things, long story, not too short, just to say, wow, he was in this glass box and he withered away, and how I was reflecting on that and how we do that to ourselves. And I just was so saddened to think of how I've done it to myself in my life, and how many of us do, that we slowly build this glass box around ourselves that is so limiting that we end up slowly withering away on a soul level, and we're not living our life as fully as we could. And how do we get there? It just starts with very small things set in motion by our parents, and someone may be saying something that puts a limiting belief on us that, oh no, I can't do that. I can't go dancing. It's not something that I'm good at. Or gosh, I'll never get that promotion. I can't. That word can't. The will nevers. Gosh, I'll never be able to buy a house. I'll never be able to buy a new car. I'll never be able to go on that vacation of my dreams. I shouldn't do that for myself. This is a big one for me. Until my kids are grown up. I should wait. I shouldn't do that yet until my kids are grown up. I should wait until, they graduate from high school. I should wait until that guy moves out next door to do what I want with my house. There's all these limiting things that we put on, and if it's not the most loving thing for ourselves, how can it be the most loving thing for everyone else on the planet? And quite often our behaviors, we're in this, and we don't even see the glass box. A lot of us don't want to see the glass box. We don't want to see how our life is not really fulfilling us. And so what do? We avoid by staying super, super, ultra busy. Anybody know that one? My calendar is full from early morning to late night. There's no time in between. I go and everyone has their routine. They go, they get their coffee, they drive to the office, they drive to, their home business, or their, not their home business, that's a very short commute, isn't it? They line up their gym workout, their drop-off schedules for their kids. Oh, I can get this errand in here. And we find ourselves from sunup to sundown, and then we crash on the couch for an hour just to try and sleep well. And, what is it for? And then there's the opposite extreme of the people that are in their own glass box, and they want to stay there because it's comfortable and they don't want to interact. So I'm not super busy, but I'm not really social either. I go to work, I get off work, I go home. I don't need to go out and do anything. I'm really comfortable here. Social situations make me uncomfortable. I just, I get invited to a party, doesn't really feel right. And so we're limiting ourselves there. We're not engaging with everybody. So I'm just sort of putting those thoughts out there. What is your glass box that you've created for yourself? And I want to send a big shout out. I see you, Delphinia, and I see you, Dragici. Thank you so much for joining today. And I would love for somebody to post a comment so that I can actually see if I'm able to see comments on the phone. If you want to just type in where you're from, or what you're feeling about this glass box, if you're going to spend some time reflecting on it, so that I can actually see the comments. Anyway, continuing on that, just encouraging you to take some time to reflect. What ways in your life are you limiting? Do you have can'ts? I will never do that. I shouldn't do that. Anything that is keeping you from actually experiencing your full joy, and anything that's in your heart's passion. There's something inside you that you want to do, you're inspired by, and yet you don't feel you can. You don't feel like you should. Whatever those limits are. So just start reflecting on that this week and see what you find. If you need help to see those, or if you want help shattering those, gosh, please message me. I would love to get you in session and help see those, see that glass box, see what's limiting, and see where we can change it, shatter it. Let's blow up that glass box and shift into a fully vibrant life in joy. Whatever changes that might entail being made. So I do, on that note, whether it's one-on-one session, just individual, I do have a new Transformation Springboard program that I want to let everybody know about, and that is a 12-week one-on-one intensive extended program where we actually will work one-on-one with each other for 6 90-minute sessions every other week for 12 weeks, and that causes some serious transformation. I've been doing that with groups, and the Breakthrough Blast Off is going to be happening again this fall for that group dynamic, exponential energy factor to really break through some things. But want to let everyone know about the Transformation Springboard, because it is a powerful program to really see things happen. It takes minimum of 3 months, usually 5 to 6, to really see radical changes that are permanent in your life. But we can go there, we can get things happening. So take some time, reflect on that glass box. What is your glass box that you've created? What is holding you back on all levels, from your dream life, your dream job, your dream activity, your dream side business, full business, whatever it is. So lovely to see some of you. Hello, David. Thanks for joining today. And a shout out to everybody that's going to watch the replay later. This applies to everybody. And I think I want to take a minute for all of us with that glass box to just grab a angel card here. So let's focus on the intention for all those that are going to be watching this video and holding that question in their heart about their glass box. And getting clarity. What do we need to have clarity about what our glass box construct is. So let's ask that question. And here we go, the card that's coming. Interesting, romance. Let's refer to the book because that one's sort of an interesting response to that. These angel answer cards sometimes do that with us. So a very important relationship is about to be entered or has recently entered into your life. This is the romance you've been waiting for. Like all partnerships, there may be ups and downs, but don't let that deter you or shake your confidence. Have faith that love is coming into your life to stay. And this can include engagement in relationships in any way. So speaking about that with the relationships, one of the things about who we are as beings, as humans, God created us to be interactive. Otherwise, we would be able to reproduce on our own, and society would not need more than one being to continue on. The species would be able to continue on with no interactions between each other. And that's not how reality is. That's not how God created us. He created us to have those relationships and interactions and to experience fully. So for me, this romance card is talking about relationships, really breaking through that glass box that you've constructed and interacting with life fully. So right on track with that. I hope you have some great reflection. I would love to hear from you, either in the comments with questions or if you want to private message me and find out about what work we could do together. Have a fabulous Monday, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.